I had only been on Yulari 9 for 3 standard cycles before everything went sideways. The air smelled like old cinnamon, the gravity pulled just a hair too hard, and the food was edible if you didn't ask questions. But it was quiet work. Simple terraforming, habitat calibration, water filtration. I liked it that way. Until the assignment. She was waiting for me outside my bunk when I returned from the purifiers, small, violet-skinned, and looking like someone had shrunk a warrior princess down a half size and filled her with caffeine. "Human, James," she said formally, her voice high and clipped. "I am Xiira of the Rintali Fourth Brood, per Interspecies Integration Treaty 9.7b. Subclause 3, you are now required to take a mate. I have been assigned to you." I blinked. "What?" She held up a scroll, an actual scroll, bearing 3 wax-like seals, enough alien script to make my eyes water. "It's official," she said, nodding proudly. I rubbed my face, trying to process. "Wait, you've been assigned to me as a wife?" "Yes," she said matter-of-fact. "All humans must be paired, by law. You've been unpaired for over 3 cycles, which triggered automatic assignment. You're late. I'm here now. You're welcome." Wait. This must be a mistake. I didn't agree to this." She furrowed her brow. "You didn't decline either. Non-response is considered implicit acceptance on Rintali bureaucratic systems. That's insane. That's government." The next few days were surreal. Xiira moved in. She didn't ask, didn't even wait. She simply arrived with a cube the size of a watermelon that unfolded into a series of neat, hexagonal drawers full of her belongings. She staked out her side of the bunk. She labeled the ration packs. She installed a gravity sculptor under her pillow. "I sleep better when I feel slightly upside down," she explained. I tried appealing to the outpost admin. They just chuckled and said, "Don't worry, she'll grow on you. Literally. If you're not careful, some Rintali females do that." I didn't laugh. Xiira was many things, blunt, bossy, and comically tiny compared to the armored soldier I assumed Rintali females would be. But she was also curious, fiercely intelligent, and kind of adorable when she wasn't yelling. She studied human customs like it was a tactical mission. On day 7, she asked, "Is this correct courtship behavior?" while handing me a square rock painted bright green with glittery stripes. I raised an eyebrow. "I guess." "Excellent. I research human mating rituals and deduce that unexpected gift-giving improves bonding. You painted this?" "Yes. I observed a 6-year-old doing so in the Earth archives. I believe I exceeded his skill." She hadn't. It was terrible, but I kept it anyway. By week 2, she started calling me mate like it was a title. "Mate James, your socks have achieved unacceptable biological autonomy." I incinerated them. "Mate James, I have sharpened your toothbrush. You may now fight with it." "Mate James, I calculated the statistical probability of your death in the purifier tunnels. It is high. You will wear this armor." She presented me with a chest plate made for someone twice my size. "You expect me to wear that?" "Yes." "I'll fall over, then fall heroically." I found myself laughing more. She was intense but sincere. Everything she did came from a place of fierce loyalty, even if it was expressed through odd Rintali traditions like polishing my boots in the dead of night or honor biting me on the shoulder when I successfully recalibrated a pump. That one drew blood. She was very apologetic. "I forgot humans have such thin skins," she mumbled, dabbing at the bite with glowing blue gel. "I will bite less hard next time." "There's going to be a next time?" "Of course. You performed admirably. It would be disrespectful not to." Then came the storm. An ion surge in the outer belt overloaded several systems, including life support in 3 domes. I was in one of them. The last thing I remember was the lights failing and a hiss of venting oxygen. I woke up in the med bay with Xiira hovering over me, eyes wide and unfocused, a smear of my blood across her tunic. "You're alive," she whispered, as if saying it louder might break the spell. "I feel like I got hit by a meteor." "You almost did. The ceiling collapsed. I pulled you out." "You saved me?" "Of course I did," she snapped, as if the idea of her not doing that was offensive. You are my mate, my person. She hesitated. I didn't want to lose you. Something shifted between us after that. She sat closer, slept nearer. When I woke up coughing, she was already holding water. When I shivered, she added a second blanket and pretended she was cold too. And one night, as we sat watching the artificial sun flicker over the outpost dome, she said something that stayed with me. In Rintali culture, she began quietly, assignments are formal, practical, but that doesn't mean they're heartless. Bonds can grow even if they start by law. I looked at her, small, fierce, full of pride and awkward kindness. I think ours already has, I said. She blushed, violet shifting to pale lavender across her cheeks, and scooted an inch closer. Good, she said softly, because I had prepared a formal affection offering. She pulled out another painted rock. This one had stars. Time passed. Seasons shifted, though on Yulari 9, that just meant the storms got louder. Xiara became part of my routine, and then something more. We weren't just surviving together. We were choosing each other. One morning, she walked up while I was elbow deep in a hydro pump and said, Mate James, I believe I love you. I dropped a wrench on my foot. You what? I love you, she said again, slower, as if I were dense. I have studied the human term extensively. My physiological responses match. I desire your presence. I admire your scent. I wish to share your burdens and your pillow. That's a lot. Yes, she agreed. It is terrifying, but also exciting. I nodded slowly, heart pounding. I think I love you too. She beamed, actually beamed. Excellent, she said. We will update the official records at once. We did. We filed the paperwork. Shared quarters became a home. Rocks with glitter became inside jokes. She still bit me sometimes, but only gently. Years later, when Earth sent a new wave of colonists, one of them asked about the strange pairing between the gruff human engineer and the tiny, bossy alien wife. How did that happen? They asked. Xiara stood proudly and said, he was assigned to me, and eventually I allowed him to love me. I snorted. You were assigned to me, remember? She smirked. Technicalities. And then she handed the new colonist a rock painted with glitter and said, this is how humans bond. You're welcome.